Hey everyone. Um, I am here to talk about an update for my client project. I am currently a high school pre-calculus teacher in a public school in Canton, Georgia. My client is a teacher for algebra concepts and connections. She is, I think there are 45 students total, and they vary in levels. She has a few ELL students, 504, and the rest are just on-level learners. Um, this unit that we're doing an assessment plan for is the statistics unit in this course, and it covers things like central tendency, standard deviation, linear regression, correlation coefficients, causation, and correlation. We have 3 assessments planned. We have 2 formatives and 1 summative. Our first one we actually already had, and it was in Desmos. It was one of the Desmos activities for math, and it was really neat. The students were discovering how different fish in a fish tank, the weights of the fishes affected the standard deviations, and they really enjoyed it. They were fully engaged. I don't know if the desired effect of the lesson was obtained, but we did get some feedback. The students seemed to be understanding. We had one main question that was more of like an assessment question, and then the last one was more on like a survey for feedback on how they feel they understood the lesson. We did struggle with looking at data and how to figure out collection of data and how to, put it together into a report. But for the next formative assessment in Desmos, we have added a few more assessment questions and one more survey type question for some self-assessment and how they're going to use it in the future. Our last assessment is the summative, and for this one, we created a problem, which was a real world problem. It was a botanist who is comparing the data for amount of fertilizer and how high the plants will grow in her little lab or greenhouse, I guess. And the students will look at the list of data. They will use the Desmos program to identify mean, median, mode, the standard deviations of each list. Then they're going to compare those and discuss what does the standard deviation represent for this situation. Then they're going to calculate the linear regression between the 2 variables, the correlation coefficient, and tell us what that means with the correlation coefficient, and then talk about the causation versus correlation. Then the very last, they're going to discuss what this botanist should do for the future, how that she can modify, or what results from this study do mean for her, I guess. We feel like it covers all of the standards for this unit in one problem, and it's doable within 1 class period. So it's easy to assess, and it does what an assessment should. But our second one is coming up this week, and our summative will be next week before our spring break. So that's what we're doing. That's how it's going. Another issue we are having is just making sure that students are on task. So I think with technology, sometimes they tend to get off task. So we are having to do a little bit more monitoring as the activities are going. So that's what we have. Thank you.